Let's make it a good day.
Today on The Jason Show, Celine Dion releases an emotional video detailing the health struggle that's forcing her from the stage. We'll show it to you. Then, it's the social media trend everyone's doing. What is up with those Linza pics? And I can't believe I fell for them. And it's another Hallmark Christmas movie review with producer Ted. How many crowns this week? You'll find out. The Jason Show starts right now. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Let's make it a good day, everybody. Happy holidays. And welcome to The Jason Show. I'm Jace. Hello. Keep that love going. Say hello to my friend. It's Kendall Mark, everyone.
Hi. Good morning.
Hi, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm great. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
I love
This
that
is my
sweater.
mom. This is my mom's. It's my mom's favorite little sweater, so I wear it for her sometimes.
I
so.
really like it. It's very flattering.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. How you doing?
I'm a little tired, but I'm alive and I'm ready to rock and roll.
Why are you tired?
Well, I was at Les Mis last night, and I didn't get home until like 11, and y'all let us so far past my bedtime. It's not even funny. I might as well just skip sleep, you know?
Yeah, Les Mis, if you're here locally,
yes.
It's at the Orpheum Theater for several weeks. How was it?
It was fabulous. I know you don't love Les Mis.
No, I know. I like the music, but I can't stand. I've walked out of 2 productions. I can't stand it.
Give it a whirl. It was incredible. I mean, the set was fabulous. They do something with a screen in the back, and that's all I'm going to say, but they help you kind of time travel. And there's a lot of locations in Les Mis, and you jump forward by decades, so it's sometimes hard to follow if you don't know the story, but that really helped. And the gentleman who played Jean Valjean, which is like the main character, mesmerizing. His voice is incredible. Every time he was on stage, you were like, where's he going? What's he doing?
Because that's one of those roles that can either make or break Les Mis. See the movie, just FYI.
It was
an
really
example.
good.
Just saying,
It was incredible. My husband has never seen it. He was like, are they going to sing this entire movie?
Yes.
The entire show. I'm like, yes, they sing the entire
show.
The entire thing. So if you have never heard of it, if you've never seen it, if you're like, I want to go because I'm curious because I've heard of Les Mis, but I don't know what's going on, look into it a little bit, maybe ahead of time to get an idea of what's happening in case you missed some of the singing dialogue, because otherwise it could be kind of hard to follow. But
I know.
amazing.
I all of my theater friends, including Aaron, including Colin, everyone loves it. I got to be honest. If I don't like it,
I know.
I don't like it. That's why, my buddy Dale, poor Dale, who runs the publicity for the Hennepin Theater. That's why probably they haven't sent me an email because they know that I'm not going to lie just to, I don't know why. The music I love.
I get
the
it.
music I love. I just don't care for the show.
And it's a big cast, so the sound is just like boom, 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 boom. It's incredible if you're into it. The restaurants, by the way, downtown, packed, which was really cool to see.
I love to see that. I know people, yes, I love to see that. I have a lot of... Look, I say it a lot. There's a lot of problems that still need to be addressed in downtown Minneapolis. But for me personally, I take a lot of civic pride. Those problems need to be worked out. I just personally will never understand why people celebrate. Like I see people online like celebrating the demise of downtown. I don't understand that. If you live in Minnesota, a prosperous downtown means a prosperous state. And I have a lot of friends in the restaurant business. So I love when there's Timberwolves games and people go downtown and go to Nolo or go to Red Rabbit or go to Gavin Kaysen's new place or go to Rusty Taco, for heaven's sake.
Right.
It's great. And I want downtown to succeed.
Yeah,
so
we went to 4 places, and I'm not even complaining because we didn't make reservations anywhere, and everywhere was booked. And Jordan and I were like, we're not even mad about it because it's just so cool to see so many people here celebrating.
That makes me so happy, more than lay miserable. Okay, let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Here we go. Already got a text from my mother. Thank you for wearing that sweater. See, my mom, I'm 40. I'm 48, and my mother is still picking out my clothes.
That's
all
right.
And thanks to Donna for taking care of her yesterday. Okay, sad news to share with you this morning. This came out, like, I don't know, a couple hours ago. Celine Dion got on Instagram and announced that she is fighting an illness, a really rare illness, and she'll be pushing back her show's schedule from 2023 to 2024. We have a little bit of it. Look.
Recently, have been diagnosed with a very rare neurological disorder called stiff person syndrome, which affects something like 1 in a million people. While we're still learning about this rare condition, we now know this is what's been causing all of the spasms that I've been having.
So the spasms affect a variety of things: her walking, her vocal cords, etc. And again, you know, she says she has great doctors. Her children are being very supportive, who are helping her cope with all of this. But because it's so rare, we don't know a lot about it.
Right.
You know, we don't know a lot. I've never heard of that. Have you ever heard of that condition?
No, never. I mean, that's the only positive, I guess you could say, was that she's bringing a light to it for people that otherwise haven't heard of it like us.
She did two. She did two of those videos, one in English and then one obviously in French. And in both of them, you could just see the emotion. You know, it just kind of breaks her heart because she loves to perform. And I'm telling you, when she feels better, when she feels better, if you've never seen her, even if you're like a mediocre fan, like, oh, I like her, you know, because you love me, go see her in concert. I saw her at the Coliseum in Vegas, and it remains one of my favorite shows. There was a couple next to us, and they were like crying, like just every time she would open, every time a little. It wasn't Colin. It was Colin was crying too, but it was us, and then another gay couple, and every time she would hit a note, they were like, "Oh my God!"
That's the tissue.
I'm not kidding. Usually that might irritate me, but I loved them because it was real.
Yeah.
Every note she hit, they went into like a fit. It was great. From one diva to another and happier stuff. Mariah Carey was on with Colbert last night. It's the first time that she's actually met Stephen in person, and she needed to clear the air on a certain topic. Look.
Because you are you and you are the Queen of Christmas, I've got a couple
First of all, may I say, I never called myself the Queen of Christmas. Can we please be clear on that?
I never accused you of that.
You did not. No, you did not, my friend. But others have said, like, the self-proclaimed Queen. I'm like, really? I'm gonna do that. They can look up every interview I've ever done, and not to get super religious, but I was like, I think like if anybody would be the Queen of Christmas, that would be Mary. And then somebody else uses my quote against me. Christmas is for all, and I just happen to actually really love Christmas.
She's just a national treasure. She's a national treasure. I mean, you know, just the way everything about her.
How she walked out even was like.
I know. She walked out. I know. She walked out by herself. No one helped her out.
No.
It was, she did. She walked out by herself. It was so, congratulations. She did unsuccessfully try to claim the trademark for the Queen of Christmas, even though, you know, she's not. She tried. Anyway, next to the dish. Bethenny Frankel was on with Andy Cohen last night, and the two were feuding, kinda. All over her new Real Housewives podcast called Rewives. And they tried to hash out their differences. Look at this.
And we haven't spoken about it until now. So he saved the tea.
I did.
For the tea party.
First I said I was surprised.
Right.
That was the headline. And then on the radio, I
Shocked
was
was
like,
the-
shocked.
shocked was the
And then on
headline.
the radio, I said, I need to explain why I'm shocked. She's
know.
been trashing the show for 3 years.
Well, no, I actually haven't been trashing the show. I've said it wasn't for me because I do think that it was toxic, and I'm entitled to not want to be there but still want to talk about it. How could I be on for more than a decade and not have reflections to share? And I'm not
course.
trashing people on the show. What's funny is that
Well,
it's more
you called
like...
it boring, toxic,
No,
women
I'm
against
saying-
other women. I mean, you've
No, I didn't call it boring. I've called it toxic, which I think it has
called
gone into
Roni
it.
Legacy boring.
I didn't see Roni
On your
Legacy.
TikTok, you said, my reaction is boring.
Oh, well, I haven't. Well, no, it kind of was a boring announcement. You announced two different things at the same time, and I didn't really understand.
Jeff, are you enjoying this?
But
I'm actually uncomfortable.
I did think it was a boring announcement.
It didn't get better. It didn't get. And then Jeff Lewis chimed in, which made Bethenny mad. So Bethenny got on, because that was pre-taped, by the way. That was pre-taped a couple days ago, but ran last night. So Bethenny got on her Rewives podcast. I downloaded that immediately this morning because she was going to spill what really happened on that appearance. And she said her and her team all kind of felt like she was ambushed. Because then Jeff Lewis started kind of going in on her. So then she was right in the middle of two guys kind of coming at her. But look, if anybody can handle it, it's B. You know,
Right.
I mean, B held her own. And she's right. If she wants to do which by the way, Revenge is best served sweet. The numbers are huge for that podcast. So all the haters can hate on her, but it's doing really well. So she made the right decision because it's like on the top of the charts.
I love though in that, like Andy brought receipts and she was like, no, I didn't say that. He's like, yes, in this TikTok video you said blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like he was not gonna take it.
Well, and they're real friends, so
Right.
it's, I don't know if they're friends anymore, but we'll see. Yeah. We have a lot more to come. We'll be right back. Stay with us, everybody. Back in a moment. So Addie's coming in now.
Literally just said this. I'm quitting any minute
No,
now.
you're fine.
I'm quitting any
No,
minute
we
now.
just
I don't
revealed-
get free
No, Kendall's
food.
mad. If she's mad for the rest of the show, let me quickly explain why. In the
If.
Jason Show Before the Show on Facebook, we come up with ideas in the most organic way, and we thought we should do an ongoing segment called "Is This Really That Good?" You know, like how fast food restaurants come out with like a new sandwich and everyone eats it, and you're like, is it really worth the hype? We thought it would be funny if when that happens, our crew jumps in a car with cameras like Oprah and Gail, and we go get that damn item and eat it and answer the question, is it really that good?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do it tomorrow for the first time.
Why do you pick
And
to do
Kendall's not
things?
gonna be here.
Like, why do we do that? Why? Why is it
Every time we do a fun segment, I can't help it that you took a day off.
Okay, I have like not that much PTO, and you just choose to do it on the days that I'm gone. Like we were gonna do it today. Did he forget to say that we were gonna do it today, and now we're not?
There's medical reasons why we can't. But anyway,
Medical reasons, whatever.
What? And then we made it worse by we're not taking Kendall, but we are going to take Addie, our social media
what is
director,
this?
who's never.
I'm being replaced.
She just revealed something shocking. Addie's never been to Arby's.
That's Addie's problem, not mine.
Thank you,
I
audience.
wanna go.
They have the meats.
And curly fries. I just want the curly fries and
They
Arby's
have
fries.
the meats. Hey, welcome back, Mariah Carey. We have a show to do.
I am upset, and I just want it to be noted.
I'll bring you back some
Thank you,
curly
Leah.
fries. More Mariah Carey for you. She answered the Colbert question-ert, and that's our late night rewind.
Mariah Carey, what is the best sandwich?
Oh gosh, I mean, I don't know.
These are tough questions. You have to
I'm
answer.
trying not to eat sandwiches lately.
If you could eat a sandwich, what is the best sandwich?
I'm
What's
just
your
gonna-
go-to,
off
baby?
the top of my head right now,
Yeah.
I would say chicken parm sandwich, but not with Parmesan. I would do mozzarella, and I would do a red sauce on top of it with a lightly toasted thingy.
No, 100%.
and sliced, but small and thin and pounded. You pound it.
I love it. I love it. You haven't given this any thought. Window or aisle?
On like a plane?
Yes.
I'm
It could be a submarine.
I'm gonna go
I
with
don't
a
know how you
bed.
get around.
No, well, it depends on the plane.
Plane, winter or
But bed.
bed.
Yes.
Stars, they're just like us.
She was clear.
We're also going to take the crew into a private plane while you're gone, too. We're going to go. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I would leave, but I think I'm stuck to the chair, so I'm going to stay right here while you do this interview.
Okay, go ahead.
My shoe is
I don't know
stuck.
why. Oh, your shoe is stuck? Have
Slightly.
fun. I'll talk to Dax. Our hot dish now continues with our insider to the stars. He's not stuck to his chair. Please welcome from the Hollywood Raw podcast, Dax Holt, everyone. Hi, Dax.
Hello. Did you tell her how I'm coming out while she's gone?
What, Dax?
Did you tell her how I'm coming out while she's gone?
That's
Shut up,
right.
Dax.
Yeah, while you're off, Dax Holt's filling in, by the way. Yeah.
Dax, go home.
Yeah.
Stay home. He is home.
Well, you had Laguna Beach alum, what's his name?
Talent.
Talent.
Torriero.
Oh, like Talon isn't like a hawk. Like
Oh my
Talon.
God.
Yes.
Yeah. Did he peel back the curtain on the show?
Oh my God, Jason, this was such a fantastic interview. This is definitely going down as one of my top 5 interviews of all time because number one, I was already a Laguna Beach fan back when it was on in the day, but to hear him reveal all kinds of details that he's never talked about, like for instance, how much they paid him for season 1, it was $2,500.
For the whole season?
For the whole season.
Photographer Eric said that's pretty nice. I mean, but yeah, it's like, but for,
I was shocked. I mean, this show was
not long.
massive on MTV. Massive back in the day. He got into how much they got upgraded for season 2, which was still not shocking. It's not like housewife money, I'll tell you that much. But then we got into just all kinds of fun details about how MTV dealt with underage drinking back in the day because they were high school kids and you would always see them having parties, throwing these ragers and they'd have red Solo cups. And basically he'd say, well, they would kind of essentially turn a blind eye to that, and they were putting out there to the world a bunch of kids underage drinking, which is pretty insane. We talked about some of these massive celebrity super fans of the show. I started dropping all these big names that would come up to him because, when Laguna Beach was on, he was on top of the world when it came to out partying every night with Paris Hilton. Oh, if you remember, he was in the car the night that Paris Hilton and Stavros crashed her Bentley into the back of that semi. It was this massive story. It launched TMZ.com because that was the very first story TMZ had ever posted. He was in the car that night. It was him, Kimberly Stewart, Paris. So we got into that night. He talked about riding in the car and hanging out with Britney Spears back in the day. He was in the party scene back in 2007. So we were just getting all these amazing stories and details out of him. It was really fun.
I bet he had a lot of sex.
Well, if you remember, his name hit the news a week ago because Lauren Conrad and Kristen Cavallari, they sat down for Kristen's podcast, Beyond the Beach, and they talked about how all the storylines that MTV had going were all about Steven and Lauren and Kristen and how there was this love triangle. She said, but behind the scenes, we were all hooking up with Talon.
Yep.
That was the real story. So it's funny how, and he talks all about that. And I said, how did your wife like that when that story broke in the news? So I'm telling you, it was such a fun interview. I promise you, if you are a Laguna Beach fan or you just like a glimpse behind the scenes of reality shows and how it all works, this is the episode you should tune in for.
Well, I can't wait to listen. And Dax, I can't wait for you to have for you to fill in for Kendall tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow.
I know, it's going to be so fun.
Thank you, buddy. You can find the Hollywood Raw podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you hit subscribe and support Dax. Can he get up off the chair yet?
Okay, to be clear, if he gets my curly fries, I'm going to throw a hissy
He's not
fit like
coming.
none other.
You're fine. Are you still stuck, though?
No, I'm unstuck.
Okay.
Would you like me to leave?
No, I love you.
Unstick myself?
Oh, come on. You know.
I am going off 4 hours of sleep. I am sensitive, Jason.
Little violin. Next on the dish, record producer Clive Davis was on with Jimmy Fallon last night. If you guys don't know that, you're like, oh, that name sounds familiar. He's an executive producer. Well, he's a music icon. He's an executive producer on the new Whitney Houston biopic. And he talked about why he's involved. Look.
Well, there had been a documentary and there had been a television movie. Both were wanting. Both did not capture her soul, her dignity. They didn't capture everything everybody wants to know about her. And most importantly, they didn't capture the music. They didn't capture those great songs. They didn't capture that voice that defined a generation, that was indeed, she's the greatest contemporary.
Absolutely.
And so this movie does all that authentically, honestly, and the music soars.
I Want to Dance with Somebody is what it's called. Hits theaters in 2 weeks. Well, look, Whitney deserves a good movie. I hope, I'll withhold judgment. I hope this is the movie. But he's right. Clive Davis, and again, to expand, he's worked with everybody in the music industry. He discovered Whitney. He brought Whitney on her first television appearance, which was the Merv Griffin Show, who had a daytime show, Merv Griffin. It's like 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Merv Griffin was the creator of Wheel of Fortune, amongst other things.
Oh, I thought we were going to relate that to Dallas somehow, but nope. Okay.
Well, Merv Griffin lived in Malibu. By Larry Hagman, who starred in Dallas.
Bravo.
There we go. Yeah, thank you. I'm here all week. Yeah. But no, all kidding aside, all jokes aside, he's right. She's the voice. It's still weird to think that she's not around.
I know.
I still can't believe it. 10, 12 years later.
Right.
The fact that we talk about her in the past tense is very odd for me. It was one of my first. I got the LP, the Peach with her hair slicked back.
Oh, yeah.
Just the LP, and it was a Peach album. And my Aunt Wanda gave it to me, and I ran home, put it on, and put it on, put the little needle on.
Well,
there.
a lot of us do think about her this time of year because The Preacher's Wife, one of the most underrated Christmas movies of all time.
I've seen it once. I gotta go back and watch it. Really?
She plays the wife. Denzel
Okay.
Washington's in it. Her mom, Sissy's in it. They're part of a choir, so she's singing all the time.
I gotta go back and rewatch that.
So good.
Next in the dish, Whoopi Goldberg made some news on The View this week. This was interesting. The panel was discussing whether unauthorized biopics exploit people. Listen.
It sounds macabre, but I was speaking to Whoopi and I was saying, you know, she's such a famous person. When she passes away, people are going to make films. What if you don't like the film?
They're not going to make films because in my will it says, unless you speak to my family, try it.
That's what has to be done.
But we'll be right back.
Yeah. Don't go making Whoopi macabre. Seriously. It's macabre, but yeah.
If you didn't get that
I love
joke.
you, Sonny. It's macabre. But so just a word of advice if you're a TV producer out there, don't go making a Whoopi Goldberg biopic because her family will be calling you. I don't.
They're gonna sue you.
I love that she has that in her will, though.
Yeah, I feel like you have to if you're that big. You know what I mean? Like, so many people are gonna want to put their fingers in like all of your story.
Yes.
You know.
And when you get to that level, you have to have NDAs, so people don't talk about. Oprah has it. Helper.
I have one of those for Jason. I have an NDA I had to sign.
Yeah.
It's in his will and testament if you want to do a biopic.
Yeah, it's on the back of an old Highlights magazine from a dentist office. Yeah, exactly. I would love to see the book that you would write about this show. Yeah. Let's get to know our next JVIP of the week. Today, it's Renee Ryan from Woodbury. Hi, Renee. She says watching the show is like sitting down with your best friends and talking about life. Renee says the show warms her heart and soul. Well, Renee, you get the purpose of it. Renee gets a Jason Show mug. She's entered to win the monthly grand prize that includes coming to the studio to watch the show and ask this audience. That's a joy upon itself. $150 accessories gift card to Becker Furniture World and a $200 gift card from our friends at Woodhouse Spa. While you're on there becoming a JVIP, don't forget to get tickets to our show. I'm so excited. It's now through Eventbrite. Go to eventbrite.com, search for The Jason Show, and sign up. And please, only sign up for a day that you can actually make it. We'll be right back. More to come. Coming up, we are Hallmark Christmas movie experts around here, so we are delighted to welcome a star of a Hallmark Christmas movie just ahead. Then producer Ted will actually review another holiday classic in merry measure. And what is up with those dramatic avatars that you're seeing your friends do on their socials? We'll tell you when we come back. Hello. 1950s heiress from Philly is putting her high society wedding on hold in order to sneak up to New York City to make her dreams come true. Take a look at a holiday spectacular on the Hallmark Channel.
I think you're old enough to hear the entire story. How I became the woman I was meant to be.
A 1, 2, 3.
I auditioned for the Rockettes.
You're making the biggest mistake in your life.
I came to New York to be a dancer, not to fall in love. I made my choice.
A holiday spectacular.
Look at that. That movie features a young woman who just happens to be from New Prague, Minnesota. Give it up for Larissa Schmitz, everybody. Hi, Larissa.
Hi.
How you doing?
I am excellent. How are you?
I'm doing well. Now, there would be no reason you would know this, but we are Hallmark movie experts around these parts. We review every single one of them. We've been obsessed for 8 seasons. So the fact that we kind of sort of know you, we feel very proud of you because we love these movies. What was it like being a part of arguably something that is now a holiday tradition?
It was surreal, honestly. Like, I grew up as a dancer, so it was kind of wild to be on stage at Radio City Music Hall, standing with, you know, a bunch of real Rockettes looking out at the 6,000 seats in the, you know, it's.
What did you get to?
I got a lot for words.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you mentioned the Rockettes. What was it like? There you are on the stage. There's one thing to watch the Rockettes and to see Radio City Music Hall, but you are right there. Take us to that day or those days on the set. They had to be magical.
They were, and also the biggest case of imposter syndrome I've ever had in my entire life. We showed up for the very first day of work, and the first thing that we did was we were taken to a rehearsal studio to learn different segments of the Rockettes numbers for filming. And so you go and you learn this with the head of the Rockettes and a dance captain, and then you are put into an actual Rockette costume and everything and brought out to the stage where they're running through their numbers. And then you have a dance captain looking at the configuration and going and tapping one on the shoulder, and they step out and you're put in their place to like do this number or this section of the dance. And so
pressure.
It was intense.
Pressure, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable pressure.
Yeah, but they are the kindest people in the world. They were so gracious and lovely and supportive, and the Rockettes are, I can't say enough wonderful things about them as people.
Every season, it seems like Hallmark does like 57 of these movies. So what is, you know, we have a kind of an idea what a movie schedule is like. How long is the shoot schedule, Larissa?
Well, we shot for about a week in January, right after the New Year. And then we had a few weeks off and came back to shoot for a few more weeks in upstate New York and at the sound stages in Newburgh. So. And
tell us about your character. Who do you play?
I play Janet. Janet is one of the new Rockettes, along with Maggie, our heroine. And as she says very early on, she did not come here to make friends. She came here to make a name for herself. And I think that today, Janet would have done very, very well in reality TV. Because again, she's here to win.
We saw in the trailer there, I kind of did a double take, legend Anne Margaret is in this movie. Larissa, did you have any scenes with Anne Margaret?
I didn't know, just based on the dual timeline. I did see her at Radio City. She was wrapping for the day when we were coming in, and you know, part of you wants to like run after her, but I'm not going to run down Anne Margaret, you know?
Oh, but that would have been a good story forever, Larissa, that you ran down to chase after Anne Margaret.
Oh, I ended up in jail, yeah.
What is your family like? So you are from New Prague, right? When was the last time you got back here?
Yes, I was home for Thanksgiving, and I'm going to be back again for Christmas, so I'm looking forward to it.
What's your family think of all this, Larissa?
Oh, they're so supportive and proud and wonderful. I think my mom has watched it every single time that it's been on the Hallmark channel.
As a mother does,
Yes.
And this is your first TV movie, right?
Yeah, this is my first Hallmark movie.
Oh, well, we're very proud. Again, we feel ownership because we love these movies, and you're in one, and now it's going to be our favorite. Larissa, continued success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. Give your family my best. The Holiday Spectacular, as Larissa said, is on the Hallmark Channel. You can call Larissa's mom. She can give you a schedule. You can find Larissa on Instagram as well to search for Larissa Schmitz right there. Boop. Give her a follow. We're going to take a break. We're going to be back. Kendall's back. And Ted actually has a Hallmark Christmas movie review, but not that one. Not that one. Another one when we return. Back in a moment, everyone. Woo!
Nothing to see here.
I am a professional.
Look the other way.
Let me just tell you, in that this is why you should come see the show again. Because in that commercial break, I shot a commercial. And I shot a commercial for the NFL.
And he hit a football with a baseball bat.
Yeah, and you'll see it. Jeff, when are they going to see it? During the Vikings game? Well, shiver me timber. So make sure you watch the Vikings game. Not for the game, but just to see this promo. That's why I have two mics on. Hey, welcome back to the show. So there's a new artificial intelligence trend. AI, as the kids call it, going around social media these days. It's called the Lensa app. Lensa, Lensa. And it makes your selfies look really good, like makes you look like a superhero, or from like the time of Game of Thrones and superhero, and it's like different categories. So now before we show them, Leo, I got to tell you, I got on the radio because you're seeing them all over your social media feeds. Your friends are doing this. I don't love these end of year trends,
right?
But yeah, I was a sheep. I followed along. I resisted for about a half hour, and then I forked over my $11 because that's how much it costs.
$11
for 100 pictures. Yeah, you don't pay for the app, but you pay for like a packet. So you have to send. This is what you have to do. You have to send in like 20 selfies, like of just your face, maybe in different poses that you've had, smiling, not smiling, and then the computer takes those and creates these pictures. Here are some of mine. We'll go there. Those are 6 of mine, and I know my favorite is the bottom left one, where I look like I'm getting ready to read stories from a scroll or something.
Yeah.
Astronaut, and I look like a priest in one of those with a very long giraffe neck. I'm an astronaut, but you can see, and I put all of them on my Instagram. You can just search for Jason Matheson on Instagram right now. There's some really funny ones. I have to admit that out of the 100, there were really only about 30. Some of them had like wonky eyes. Took my eyes, like one eye was up here, one eye was down here. The computer did not. I should show you those maybe tomorrow.
Yes.
But the maybe I'll do that. I'll get the bad ones tomorrow. It didn't always work well, but all of this is not without some controversy. Ironically, the very day that I did this, after resisting, the New York Times wrote an article on the phenomenon. And there's a couple right there. How is everyone making these AI selfies? So here's a couple of the headlines about a couple controversies. Number one, some women are complaining that the photos or the artificial intelligence is kind of over-sexualizing them.
Oh, big bubbies?
Big bubbies, and then other people are complaining that it's making people skinnier. And they're making people feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, so this app is making me skinny. And it did that to a few of mine too, and I'm like, oh, whatever. I don't care.
Lose 10 pounds.
And then the other thing is, the new controversy is folks are questioning where, because the templates didn't just come from nowhere. Artists had to do those templates. So are those artists getting paid? Are the people from this app paying these artists who did the original templates for all of this? So that's the new, and so far, as of the show going to air, the people running this app hasn't commented. But I laughed. I go, of course. I resisted. Then I did it. And the moment I did it, freaking controversy. I mean, you know.
Jason, didn't you know?
But I got to admit, they were fun.
Yeah.
And I posted 2 sets of them. And I was kind of happy with it. It's fun to see. They do a good job.
Okay, so the app is free.
The app is free.
Store, but then you can buy a package of however many you want, or can you only do the $11?
There's a couple opportunities. There's one package like 50 photos for I think $7.
Okay.
Or you can get 100 photos for I think $11. Then you press yes after loading the selfies of your choice. And then it takes about 20 minutes and the AI works it. And then it gives you an alert that your photos are ready, kind of like back in the old days of Walgreens, you know, like your photos are ready, and then you just save them right to your phone.
What?
It's all, I gotta admit, it's awesome, but I want those artists to be paid.
Yes.
I want those artists to be paid. Darn it. Again, you can see my whole collection, and I will show you the bad ones tomorrow. Again, I had one eye here, one eye here. Anyway, the Lensa app is available on the App Store right now. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, friends. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for clapping over there, Kendall. I appreciate it. Welcome back. A pop star returns home to spend Christmas with her sister and her niece, but unexpectedly finds herself back in her old high school with her one-time rival. That's the premise behind the Hallmark Christmas movie In Merry Measure. Look.
Man, you were so good at everything. It was a really hard time for me to see someone so clearly headed to the top, and I had to work so hard just to stay out of the bottom.
I had no idea you felt that way.
It's not like I could say anything. I was 16. I was insecure.
Well, maybe I should have tried to get to know you better. But I thought that you didn't like me, so why would I try?
Why would you have cared if I liked you?
I was 16. I was insecure.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't alone, and for the record, I didn't not like you.
Well, I didn't not like you either. And I still don't not like you.
So we both don't not like each other.
Will the rivals ever see eye to eye? Or will their egos get the best of them and take the high school choir down with them? We're involving choir kids? That means it's time for producer Ted. Oh no, that's the wrong open. Or Ted! You produced your own segment.
Right before we're doing that, I was like, I think I forgot to put in the right open.
It's all right. Producer Ted Johnson joins us from a very dark control room.
Yeah, Leo, what's going on in here?
Is this our first show? I mean, what's happening?
There is
we can barely see you, Ted.
I had to crawl over boxes and little things in the floor here. Let me show you what's on the ground here.
Please.
I got this thing here.
Well, be careful. Ted, don't cut yourself, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's get to it. Why did you choose this particular movie?
So, my mom told me that this movie, In Merry Measure, might be the first 4-crown Hallmark movie that I ever reviewed. Yeah. That's what she said.
And Ted, we are 2 guys that listen to our mothers,
yeah,
right, Ted?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we had to listen to her and see if she was right.
Is she right? Well, we'll find out. We'll find out.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
What did this movie remind you of?
It was sort of it kind of had Glee meets Pitch Perfect. Because you had sort of the high school, so you have a pop star who goes back to the high school and she's training. They got competing show choirs, kind of competing, and then eventually they join forces. But yeah, you have the music of a Glee and a Pitch Perfect with, remember the audition from Pitch Perfect where they kind of cut the different people and the people didn't really know how to sing. they did the same thing in this movie.
Okay, I want to be kind. You know, we're snarky, but I don't ever want to be mean, but I got to be honest too, because the audience is with me on this, and Aaron Schwaberini. Watching that intro clip, the writing and the acting didn't seem very, I'm trying to be nice, it's the holidays. How is the acting? Let me just leave it to you to be mean.
Not very good, and I'm trying to come up with a nice way to say what the main actress reminded me of, and all I can think of is a poor man's Jodie Sweetin.
Oh.
Like, that's what she looked like, and that's what it was just not, that she just did not have any kind of spark.
Yeah, and to balance it out though, to be fair to her, the writing didn't seem that great. She didn't have a lot to work with, right, Theodora?
No, and the guy was dull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go through our checklist. You ready,
Yep.
Theodore?
Yep.
Big city girl goes back to the small town.
New York City goes back to her hometown, Dayton, Ohio. Check.
Ding! Yes. Kiss in a gazebo or town square?
They kissed backstage at the show choir finals. So maybe check. I don't know.
We'll give him a half check for that.
Yeah.
Did someone in this movie make Christmas cookies or treats?
Oh yeah, Christmas cookies. Check.
Okay. And was someone unnecessarily grumpy?
The guy was very grumpy. He was very bitter because these two had a feud dating back to high school, and I guess she was always better than him in high school. So he was, yeah.
Okay, let's end how we began. We began talking about your mother, how she basically produced this segment for you, Ted.
Right.
She said this is the first Hallmark movie that you'll ever give 4 gold crowns to. Ted, reveal thyself. Is your mother right?
Well, you know, I guess we'll just let the crowns speak for themselves, but we're going to give it 2 crowns.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
Ted,
it was pretty rough.
Ted, I don't even think I know this. Ted, does your mother watch our program?
Yeah, she does.
Oh. Do you have any?
Not yet.
I know.
But
Ted, believe me, we
soon.
call these our mom hotlines right here. I mean, you know. How long will it take before she texts you, Ted?
Probably by the surprise goodbye, I'll probably get a text message.
Perfect. Give it up for Theodore, everybody. Thank you, buddy. Jeff, can we get some light bulbs in that control room? It's very dark for the Theodore, right? It's the hot tub's taken. Got it. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us, everyone. Poor Leo. Very dark in that control room. We found out that woman from the movie, that lovely lady.
Yeah.
She was on Broadway. She was in Frozen and Glinda in Wicked. Yeah. It's time for the world's shortest segment. Thank you. He's got to have more cowbell. Will Ferrell bust out some classic moves at a charity concert in San Diego this week. He used his famous cowbell on stage for the Cancer for College event. Ferrell actually joined his son's band on stage. His son, by the way, plays the keyboard, and this was actually his first live show. That's great. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with a surprise goodbye. Time for the surprise goodbye. You know how this works. I don't know what's in this segment until right now. Today, another case of home design gone wild. A house near Detroit looks normal on the outside, but take a look inside. It's much different.
What?
That's right. First, there are 2 urinals in the kitchen.
Oh.
There's also a red bathroom with a black throne toilet and a beer tap behind it. That's not all. There's a Jägermeister tap in the shower. Kendall's home can be yours for $6 million.
How do you think I deal with Jason every day?
Hey, I want to say really quick, a little personal note. Tomorrow on the radio show, Jason Alexis in the Morning, it is the last show with our executive producer, Dawn McClain. So if you're here locally in the Twin Cities, listen from 6 to 9 on My Talk 107.1. Tomorrow on our show, more laundry guy answering more of your questions. It's good. You're going to learn a lot. Plus, Kendall and her mom are back for more book club recommendations. And by the way, Ted's mom has disowned him. That's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. Bye, everybody.